Hey y'all, Wackywormer here with episode 4 of my HermitPack playthrough. Last episode you saw where we built a Tinker's Construct hammer, and I put it to very good use. You'll notice that ladder in the corner over there. We'll get to that in just a second. We also started on some Mekanism stuff. We built the heat generator, which takes a furnace fuels, essentially, and converts it into RF. And then we also built a couple of machines. We built the metallurgic infuser here, which is a machine that's sort of necessary to build any of the other Mekanism machines. And we also built a enrichment chamber, which is what we use to do ore doubling. But it was very expensive. Remember, it was very expensive to convert those fuels into RF, and we definitely needed a better way to do that. And we're going to do that in this episode. What we're going to do is actually build a biofuel generator, and along with a crusher, which is a machine necessary to convert our plants out here into biofuel for the generator. And we're going to get all that set up, and it's going to be a much nicer system that we can use for ore doubling without concern really for the fuel we're putting in, because it's going to be much more efficient than that heat generator was. So without further ado, let me show you the room down here. I do not profess myself to be much of a builder. I do try, and you can see here I tried. And it's really just an empty 9x9 room. It's pretty plain. I tried to go for some depth stuff here. It's just nothing but stairs out of that hardened stone material, kind of embedded into the wall there. But this is where we're going to get started with all of our Mekanism stuff. So this is where it's all going to go. But first we need to build the machines. So we come over here, we're going to look up the biofuel generator, which is right here. And to build the biofuel generator, you notice we'll need biofuel, which we do not have yet. In order to get biofuel, we're going to need to build a crusher. So let's back up here, and the crusher is right here. And it's actually on the second page here. So we're going to need 2 lava buckets, a steel casing, and the basic control circuits. Remember, these basic control circuits were built using our metallurgic infuser over here. We put redstone in this slot here, and then osmium ingots here, and then that'll produce those control circuits. I've already got 3 of those made because we're going to need another for the biofuel generator. I need to go and grab some lava. I thought I already did, but I guess not. So I'm going to go ahead and grab some lava, and then I'll see you back upstairs in just a second. Alright, so I've got the lava, I've got some glass for our steel casing and everything. We should be good to go. Let's just grab the crusher right here. I need to do the steel casing first. Here we go. So that drops all the items up there. We get our steel casing out. Now we go back to the crusher. Next one here. We have all of the items there, and now we have a crusher. So I'm going to pick up this metallurgic infuser here. I'm going to replace it with the crusher. It fills up with energy. I'm just going to drop 2 wheat in there. I'll drop a few extras so we can go ahead and get that biofuel generator started. Hopefully it'll make all of them before I run out of energy. It doesn't look like it. Oh, it pops out 4 per wheat item, so that's pretty nice. We're only going to use 2 of those for actual construction, and we've got 6 extra to play with. So that's very nice. I'm going to grab those buckets out of there. Now we need to get the biofuel generator, which was here. These enriched alloys here, this is a new item. This was also made with the metallurgic infuser. This is made by putting redstone into the infusing slot and then iron into the main slot, as opposed to osmium. So that's how we got those 2 items. Click everything up in there, and now we have a biofuel generator, so that's nice. So I'm going to go ahead and grab everything here. I'll go ahead and grab this. I doubt we're going to use it at all anymore, but oh, one other thing I wanted to make. Is my steel cooked up here? Yes. So we also need some pipes. Not item transport pipes yet, though that would be nice. But first I'm just going to start with these universal cables. This is just your standard RF transfer cables. So that's going to move power and keep us from having to keep picking up those machines. First thing we're going to do is we're going to place the biofuel generator. And then I'm going to come off of that with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see, I have 3 machines, 4 cables. That works. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and drop some of the biofuel in there. And then I'm going to start placing these machines down. I want the crusher here first, because the crusher is what produces our biofuel, right? And so eventually, once I make the item transfer pipes, we're going to transfer the biofuel straight from the crusher into the biofuel generator. And then our following ones don't really matter much. I'm going to go ahead and put the metallurgic infuser and then the enrichment chamber down. You can see I already started processing some copper and doing doubling there, so that's pretty nice. So now we have much more of a hands-off way of producing energy and using that energy to get our ore doubling done. So you can see this, if you're familiar with Ender.io, this is maybe a little more hands-on in the earlier parts than Ender.io is, but it's going to be worth it later on for sure. Alright, so we're just finishing up making some components here for a couple of new items. First, we're going to make the item transport pipes, and that's going to make moving biofuel from the crusher over to the generator an automatic thing, which is nice. Let's see, I already have my gold and everything. The first thing we're going to make, though, is the configurator. So this is an item in Mekanism that allows you to configure pipes. It allows you to change the color of the pipes, which is effectively different channels for moving things around on. You can change whether they're pulling or pushing into adjacent inventories, all kinds of stuff. It's a very helpful thing to have. So you see here, we first have to make this energy tablet, which is an item that carries stored energy. It's 3 gold ingots, 4 redstone, and 2 enriched alloys. Remember that this is redstone infused iron. So we're going to make one of those, and then we're going to make the configurator. Lapis, 2 more enriched alloys here, the tablet we just made, and just a stick on the bottom. So we're going to need to charge that up with some energy. Before we do that, though, we're going to make, let's see, oh, it's in my inventory, here we go. The item transport pipes, which are called logistical transporters here. We're going to get 8 of those. So I'm going to go ahead and plop down our logistical transport pipes like so. I'm going to take my configurator, shift right click, and I'm going to configure it to pull from this inventory here and to push into this inventory here. And then now, if I toss in some wheat to be crushed, we should get biofuel here, and it should immediately disappear into the transport pipe. And there it goes. Awesome. So that's our mechanism setup for this episode. Next episode we'll get into ore tripling, which is not too much more complicated than what we have now. We got to produce some extra, we'll actually produce fluids and stuff, so that'll be pretty cool to see. But overall, you know, it's still relatively simple. After tripling, it really scales upwards in terms of complexity and number of resources required to get it going and everything. So once we hit tripling, we'll probably stay there for a while and focus on other things. I might also look at some options for automating farming in between episodes. I know Ender.io has an option, but it's very expensive. I'm not quite ready for that yet. But I'll see what else is in the pack, and I'm sure Botania probably has some good stuff, and Botania would be a great mod to jump into next, I feel like. So, but we'll see. So until next time, this is Wacky Wormer signing off.